have better luck with the monkey.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yet to find out.
We will find out pretty shortly as we get ourselves soon into the game. But the other picks sort of elsewhere around it. I mean, Mineski getting that very strong 4th pick. They get that Omni Knight through, which I feel like we're starting to see teams maybe rate a little less more recently. It seems to be a hero that's sort of getting forgotten about or just being let through at later stages of the draft. In phase where about a month ago, this hero would always be first phase ban and pick.
Okay.
The Omni Knight.
Oh, the Omni? I think the Omni's still, like, incredibly strong.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Like, I don't... The thing is, the hero inherently so good. There's how many times can you nerf a hero that gives you physical immunity, magic immunity, and a very nice heal. One of the best heals in the game because it's also so offensive. It's got a good laning phase on top of that. Conceptually, Omni Knight is such a sick hero, right? How many times in a row have they nerfed it? I know every time they nerf it, Slacks gets really worried. Like, he panics and he tells me, he's like, I hope this team loses with it.
I know, we got to look after Slacks because what updates every 2 weeks. He's
sweating.
He's sweating a lot.
He's sweating.
With each and every draft of the Omni Knight. Competitive. And so here again, game 2. OG versus, of course, up 1 game. All very tense and exciting between these two teams, though. They have to step it up. Game 1, we saw some brilliant plays, but we also saw some questionable play. I'm hoping that both teams, they've had their team talks and they're coming into this game with sort of a refreshed approach to the game.
Whose lineup do you like better?
Personally, I'm not sold on Monkey King. As a hero, I think this hero, sure, it has a lot of strengths, great matchups and such, but I think overall, in terms of a core to carry a game, I think it definitely has its lackings. So I would sort of agree with the panel with the Mineski. With the DK and the DP and the Omni Knight, I think OG's going to struggle, personally.
Who took, was it Nahaz took OG on?
I think so, because what, Cap said Mineski, and I think Fog said Mineski. Okay. I never listened to Pan. Who does?
Who cares, dude?
But what do you think? What about you?
I kind of like OG's lineup.
You like OG's here?
Yeah, I think they're going to be playing fast around the end. I think they're going to play really quickly around the Shadow Fiend. And Mushi mid? She was blocking from... What a guy.
What a team player.
What a guy.
You get themselves out. They did have the warp miss, so maybe they were seeing if maybe... I don't know, I was going to say they would dodge the matchup, and in a sense they do, because well, S4's going to be against Mushi top. And they will have, obviously, Rezo versus the DP and the Monkey King for OG down bottom, farming up against the Omni Knight. I guess there was a sort of a couple of matchups that OG wouldn't have minded the Monkey King. Either the Omni lane or the DK lane. I guess they're both lanes where you're going to be able to build up the stacks and sort of harass back, right?
Rezo's getting low, but the stun's going to fly onto Fly.
That's your first blood.
Okay.
Fisher block coming through. And that's something that I feel like I haven't said that in a long time, because we just don't see Earthshaker, do we, Will?
Yeah.
Earthshaker no one plays this hero anymore.
Well, he just got nerfed quite a bit. The thing about Earthshaker was he was straight up the best hero in Dota for a while.
Yeah.
Because you could solo kill any hero in the game from a 4 position standpoint. Once you got Blink Dagger, you were solo killing a core. You know how obnoxious it was, Owen? To see these like 4K players just run at me with Earthshaker. No Tail might go down, but gets around the tree line. It felt incredible, though. I'd play like a 1500 HP hero. I'd stand near creeps, just get bursted instantly and die solo. It was great.
I'm excited to see if Jabs can make it work again this game. So far, sets up for the first blood, and already had a bit of a jab down bottom onto No-Tail, and he's prepared to do so again. Does have the Fisher backup that has the mana for it. Yeah, all eyes on seeing whether Mineski can still make the Shaker perform in 2018.
Still a good hero. Like, Fisher inherently is always going to be okay. The fact that he comes equipped with more or less 3 stuns. Of course, Enchant and Echo don't really stun unless you're right next to people. But even then, once you get a Blink Dagger, you've got 3 initiations. Always going to be really nice. Works well for the DP too, because it's very offensive and defense. Mid with the DD. Through jabs is ready for this as well. They're going to go for a straight up tri lane. I really like this idea though. Try to shut down Rezo. Rezo is the true carry in this situation. The Monkey King is a side core. They don't really care how No-Tail has a good gamer.
I mean, so far, even though Mineski have been sending heroes mid, Rezo is having a very strong start on this. 12-4. Already the soul's nice and high, so getting the CS from Moon, relatively easy for the Shadow Fiend.
Walking around. Gonna go for the pull and try to get a level. He understands that going mid is honestly a waste of time. Right? When the Earthshaker sits behind it, behind the DP, it's impossible to make a move. So he's just trying to secure his levels. And going up the top, I think, is fruitless too. And killing an Omni Knight doesn't seem very easy. Not with just the Monkey King.
I mean, and talking about the, as you sort of been saying, the strengths that the Earthshaker once had and the some that he's still at. What's sort of the bad side of this hero? Why is it not favored? What's so weak about it now that makes it hard to play for a lot of teams? And
the ulti is a lot worse than it used to be. Before in the past, it felt like you could always get the solo kill, but now it feels quite impossible. As nice Tusk, Ice Shark's block, but No Tail whiffing a little bit, but they should still get this kill quite easily. One more hit.
Did have a look to see if he could get that neutral deny, but OG find it with the map. Bye. Taking the kill.
Look at mid. Resolution. He's given the treatment. They are genuinely just 3-on-1ing him right now.
But the question is, I mean, is it really working? Because he's still CSing fine.
Yeah, he's actually doing just okay. And Jabs, I think, is in a position where he feels the same thing that that Jerax does, where he's like, I don't have a lane to go to, but at least Jerax is pulling. He's getting XP that way. Jabs is in a position where he's just ambling between mid and top, or mid and bottom, and trying to set up for something, but it's not quite there. As now the counter 3-man comes from OG. Maybe Jabs will just like throw out a fissure to say like screw it, but he's wasting a lot of time right now. I think he's still level 1.
He's level 2 now. In the shaky 8.5 at the moment. Bottom. Tail. Found himself ice. Does have Jerax with him. Jerax looking for the sharp block. A little off with the play there. And have to get the block off, and with Jabs' presence, ice more than safe. Down here, ice. Getting a decent amount of CS. Mid lane, Moon. The attempt being made upon him, but he had the Spirit Cypher to heal himself back up. Wrap around for Ninja Boogie. Gets the kinetic field down onto Fly, but Moon, with that Maledict still on him, knows that he can't chase one raise. Moon would have been dead, so he'll have to back off. Does not have regen at the moment either. Does have the Shrine available. Heads over to the Shrine.
OG are doing really well in all their lanes so far as Mushi. They pop a bit of damage. The TP comes in as well.
Looks like they did. We're on his own at the moment. Maybe worried that he was going to get aggressive and then would have looked for the chance.
Oh, No Tail.
Found him down bottom. With the field down, he is surrounded. He's trying to build up the Jingu stack so he can get some sort of lifesteal back in response. He might actually be able to do so here onto Jabs, and if he lands it down, that's going to be a lot of lifesteal. Does get it. Is it enough to keep him alive?
Oh, he's going to get the kill.
Yeah, it's enough to keep him alive long enough for the Jabs kill. He will still fall. They tried their best to stun lock him there so he couldn't get the Boundless Strike out, but they didn't have quite enough control and damage. Sure, they do still get the kill, but No Tail bringing one of them down with him.
It's not even that bad for him, honestly. That was a 3-man rotation. They split between 2 heroes. He gets a solo kill. Don't think it's the worst thing in the world. The rest of his lanes are going to alleviate a lot of pressure as up at top. Fly going to come in. No Tail.
Coil. Straight down. Fly. Looking to get the cast off. Throws the Maledict first, and well, with the Dream Coil snap back and the right clicks, that'll be more than enough to bring Mushi down.
I said No Tail, but I meant to say Dragon Tail. Mid. Move. Aggressive. Catapult here. It looks like for a second they want to protect it. The 3-man rotation
look at
comes
these
in.
TPs though, straight away. They will bring both of them in. They didn't get a kill out of this as well. They have the Ninja Boogie.
Yes. Fine, I guess.
Doesn't have a TP though.
What's your play there? If you're like, he is wasting a lot of time. As in mid.
Maledict, Snowball. That'll be a kill for Reza. Punishing Moon on the mid lane. So yeah, Ninja Boogie just continue to try and make his safe walk back to his half of the map. But so far, yeah, these 7 minutes, top 3 CSs on the board are all those of OG. Having a good time with their lanes. And we're still, it really does feel, other than that first play, I'm struggling to see what Jabs is able to achieve on the Shaker. It seems like a very hard game for him to play this hero at the moment.
And that's the problem, right? Is when you play Shaker, you often want to try to win the mid lane, but Witch Doctor was waiting there the entire time. DP probably going to go down here again. And this is something I want to point out too, is the later rotations matter so much more, Owen.
Oh, down bottom as well. They look
Is
for
he gonna get a kill again?
He does. He gets the Jingu stacked up just in time before the boundless. He'll turn. He should still die here as Ice and Jabs will surround him.
Again, it feels okay though. They get the kill mid as a return. He gets a kill again. They're splitting XP between this. That's really the only kill that they can really get, because OG understand, it's whatever. And I think they're surprised even that No-Tail's still getting those kills. He's the only person on the map that they can reasonably kill. Like, S4 is not an easy kill by any means. Already 4 levels up into the orb.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Top. It looks like they want to make a move again. I think they're going to wait for Fly. I think you wait for Fly, you
they
pop
need
the coil and go
Maladin.
again.
With the Maladin, they can do it. Other than that, it's still a bit of a tricky one to go for.
This time he's warded though. They're going to make a counter rotation. I think they're thinking about baiting him, but...
They go straight away.
Oh, not like this.
Mski, too far away from the backup that's inbound. When the Maledict on him, he's gone. The backup just not able to get there in time.
They were trying to bait, but his team was so far away, and he saw the Witch Doctor come in under that ward. Maybe he just thought like, okay, well, they'll wait half a second. My team will get here in time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Right. Right. So Moon keeping his distance.
Dire's top
Have
tower
once
is
again
under attack.
multiple heroes behind Moon in this mid lane.
Too slow.
Bottom lane, No-Tail. Manning up onto Ice. The boundless won't be enough to get the kill, but certainly keeping Ice on his toes down here. The support starting to move down, but I believe the line was drawn by Jarax, as he indicates for No-Tail to play it safe, and indeed No-Tail, as you can see, does. This warding as well. Look, they have, what, 3 wards around that mid lane?
He's the only person that they can kill. They understand that everyone is either waiting behind top or mid. They've made that rotation so many times, and No-Tail's starting to learn from it. He's like, okay, they've gone and ganked me twice. They understand, like, the other 2 cores are not very easily gankable. It's not worth the time investment to try to fight the SF, and Puck is a very difficult kill for us. But they're gonna get red
This'll come in handy.
very easily too, because once the Disruptor makes the rotation in mid Owen, then they know that Moon, he's not a jungler on DP. DP is a hero that wants to get that ultimate off. When you have these long, like 2-minute cooldowns, you want to try to get him off as often as possible. And so you know he's rotating somewhere. It's got to be bottom. But it's going to be 5 heroes now. They're going to converge on mid.
OG want to fight.
Fails.
They're coming in with a wraparound from behind.
They should def this tower. This is a winnable fight.
In the Elder Dragon and Exorcism, it could be tricky. They put the shards blocking off the steps at the moment. Jarax has his eyes onto Ninja Boogie. He's looking for who he wants to commit onto. No-Tail on the side getting caught out by Jabs. They've got the Dream Core down there. Mski getting bursted low by the raises. Mski will fall. The Death Prophet is well in trouble. That's a second kill here off the defense from OG. They'll block Ninja Boogie up with the shard. Set Resolution up for the double kill. And that's got to be bad news for Mineski. If you're going mid as 5, committing the Dragon Form, committing the Exorcism, and you don't get the tower, you lose 3 heroes, including those 2 cores, and then you lose the mid tower yourself.
Yes. And that's why I really wanted them to defend that tower. Like, there's no way that OG gives that up for free. Not with the kind of lead that they have. Their heroes are so strong. SF, in the past, we used to think of him as such a weak core, but he's so tanky nowadays. It's not easy to kill this hero. He's got drums already. He's got a ton of health backing himself up. If you don't immediately burst him, if you get triple raised, almost any hero in the game goes down. Now you've got a Blink Dagger on the Puck, who's at a very successful laning phase. He's going to go for the BKB next, which is going to be your game ender at that point. And it's hard for Mineski to deal with because Jabs, they can enable this 4 position. When you play a 4 position in this game, you want to be in a position where you threaten on the map at all times. And Jarax was very smart about this. He realized, okay, I'm in a similar position as Jabs, so what does he do? He goes bottom and he pulls the wave instead and just tries to get XP so that, you know, he can make plays later on to the game. When S4 hits level 6, they can go up there and get kills. He was a little bit more patient, whereas you pointed it out yourself. Jabs is running between bottom and mid, throwing out the occasional fissure. It's not really his fault because it's just the way that the draft is geared.
Absolutely not. It just feels lackings of the hero being shown. But we'll have to see. Maybe Mineski, they can swing it around and we could get to the point where we see Jams able to come in for some big level 6 plays, but still just level 4 at the moment on the shake-up.
That's why I was kind of surprised that Nahaz was right again. I completely agree with that. I felt like OG's draft was a little bit faster in that regard because they're going to make a move once again.
Straight in with the 2-man Dream Core, No-Tail as well with the Boundless Strike from the side. Death Ward dropped down. Ice unable to get off a single spell with the control OG have. Mineski just continuing to try and make these plays, make these movements, but it really just feels like they just don't have the heroes to do it. And now that there's a 6k gold advantage for OG, it's just become so hard.
Moon gonna get gone on. The Earthshaker is there waiting for him. The 2-man silence is gonna fly out, but the fissure doesn't end up on the side that they wanted to. They're gonna guess wrong though.
Still able to chase this down, Moon. He's so close to the shrine, but the burst is just too damn high from OG.
They might even get a kill on Jabs as Fly gonna run into him here. Potentially, they're just passing through each other.
Won't quite see each other with the night vision. Bottom lane, Notel jumping in and out. Playing around with Ice. Yeah, OG now with themselves positioned up towards top can look to try and put some pressure onto the safe lane tier 1 tower of Mineski.
Just jumping in and out, clearing the wave, getting out.
Yeah, nice with the build as well. Getting that Void Stone first. Got decent mana regen, so can afford to just spam out the lanes with the Primal Spring. Help keep the push on and keep the pressure alleviated from that tier 1 tower, whilst keeping himself hidden in the trees in between each time the spell's on cooldown.
The next timing for Mineski is going to be when their Earthshaker hit his... That's when you maybe begin to make some comebacks. It's going to require OG to slip up a little bit, but we've seen that they do have the potential to do that. If we saw in the Vici series, they were in similar position. I mean, I think this game is a much bigger lead.
They know that Notel's around here. They did just scan him in the trees. But Notel, he's got backup coming in this time. He does. He gets the right tree, Ice. They will surround him. Same time in mid trying to make a play. They'll drop the Static Storm. They have managed to trap Notel, and they will be able to kill the Monkey King. Same time mid, Mski loses his own life. Now OG, they're coming in for the defense. They'll say you can take the Monkey King, but we don't want to let you take our tower. Rezo revving up the Red Rim from the side. It doesn't actually clip onto them, it's just the effect of limiting the damage. So a little bit of an ambitious ult, but it does at least force Mineski to back off. And again, this is a usage of the Exorcism. Did get them a crucial kill, but still unable to get them those tower objectives that they've been hunting for.
Yeah, they really want to pick up any of the tier 1s. You've got a DP, an Omni, and a DK on your team. You're telling me you haven't taken a single tier 1 tower at 15 minutes. That is not the way that they wanted to execute this lineup whatsoever. Mineski, very nice pickup. Ice is a beast. The fact that he was able to read that tree. Notail was even being real good about it. He just kept going between them, back and forth. BKB almost now completed on Rezo.
A substantial lead, 7k at the moment. All 3 cores of OG, of course, ahead of those of Mski. And it as we've been saying, it definitely feels like the reason why they can't quite keep on to par is that they can't get these towers. This is something that the Death Prophet relies on to be able to sort of keep the advantage. And it's just not happening at the moment as Moon is suffering towards the bottom half of the overall individual net worths this game.
You see Noto, by the way? He got really afraid. He got kind of close to Ice, but he's like, oh wait, this is Ice. There's a decent chance he'll just decide to throw out the tree.
He's a bit of an expert with that, as we've seen us.
He just played the hero, so he's in that zone.
He knows the trees. He knows where you want to be going. He knows the good spots.
But they're waiting for Jabs' blink. This is the next major thing that they can really grab, try to change things. But Jabs is not even level 6, and it is 16 minutes. And when you can't enable your 4-position player, especially in this patch, it feels very bad. That's like one of the biggest knocks on EG right now, is it feels like Crit doesn't really have a lot of games sometimes. And when Crit doesn't have a game, you're not creating space for anybody. And this is kind of a similar position. But once he gets his level 6 and his Blink Dagger, they can change things. This is the upside. And there's very tanky cores on the side of Mineski, so the team fight should never be discounted whatsoever. But at this point in the game, it's kind of an uphill battle.
We'll finally be able to take that tier 1 tower from OG on the bottom lane. Do still have the ghosts up. Ice on the hunt. King. Trees. As Ice is about, they are bringing more members down here, OG. Until the Mineski doesn't get confident.
You've got the blink now. This is where it all turns around, Owen.
Gotta look out for those big echoes. Definitely the chance, you know, sort of a misplay from Jax with a snowball could set up for some beautiful combos for Jax.
Needs a big echo slam.
Radiant are scanning.
Almost certainly want to make a play. Shadow Blade as well, picked up by Mski. They have a lot of catch now on Mineski.
They want a Roche? They're just baiting it. Both sides are just on opposite sides.
I guess with the full lineup there, they could just not necessarily going to be the quickest of
not easy
Roshans.
at all.
No.
Weird that they're going for this.
I think they're realizing they're like, whoops indeed, says Fly. I guess they thought they had a hero that they didn't have or something. Yeah, Rosh is not really that easy with those. Sure, he got an SF, he packs quite a punch, but yeah, it's not happening at the moment, Rosh.
The other two cores don't do anything, and they don't have a pick core. It would take time.
They're going to try again?
Here we go. Now they're going to ice
with the sharp play. There we go. That's what they were missing.
Hey, it's still not very quick. This is... it depends on if Mineski realizes that OG have actually not shown on the map for
those shards,
quite some time.
That certainly helped out. Made it a little safer.
Still taking...
Mineski, they're going to come over, sure. They're going to be like, where the hell
they should really...
where is everybody?
At this point, this should kind of be revealed. Nobody on OG has shown. They thought it was a smoke play at first, but Roshan's starting to get
they're
low.
not going.
Yeah. This has been one of the longer Roshan attempts.
Mushi's just going to farm Ancients. They didn't check it out at all, so despite how long it took OG, they just get away with a full 5-man sitting at the pit.
So you could see the reasoning. Like at first, OG or Mineski are like, "Oh well, they're probably just smoked up." So you saw what they did, right? They took every high ground angle that OG could approach from. Because if a team doesn't show and all your lanes are shoved in, at some point you realize like, okay, they're probably grouped up doing something.
Yeah.
But then the time that they were smoked had passed at that point, even though it was a very long Roshan.
I guess they, to be fair to OG, they played it in the sense they knew Mineski would probably be thinking what we were thinking. You know, Mineski's not looking at this lineup going, there's a definite Rosh threat from these heroes.
Yeah, it's the next level. I would agree, honestly. I don't know how much I can blame Mineski there, too.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm being harsh on them, but it's just because that was such an unseasonably long Roshan. But I think the assumption is, okay, they don't Roshan very easily if you take a look at their heroes. Like, that took, like, a full attempt, then they backed out, then they were like, okay, wait, how do we really do this?
Maybe we can get away with this, because they obviously were aware that Mineski weren't coming to look it up, yeah?
But if Mineski were aware of it, they would have taken that fight. They got the Blink Dagger on it. It's a pit fight. It's one of the better ways to fight. There's not any shrines nearby or anything like that. Roshan fights are always chaotic as S4. Actually, gonna get Yules up in the air.
He's in trouble. They got the Static Storm down surrounding him, and they were jumping and grabbing. They popped the Echo Slam for that as well. I don't know if that was necessarily necessary.
I think that's gonna trigger OG into getting into a fight. That should lead them to the assumption like we should defend this tower.
They know there's no Echo, they know there's no Static Storm. The Shadow Blade, as well as a BKB complete on Rezo. He is absolutely massive this game on the Shadow Fiend.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Going for that full out Silver Edge next. Let them dispose of the DK that little bit easier. That'll be very nice.
Really like that item, by the way, with the level 25 cooldown. It's up permanently.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, is it actually? Is that how it works out with the SF?
It's pretty certain.
I think you sound about right. I mean, it's 40%, isn't it?
Radiant's top tower is
Pretty
under
ridiculous.
attack.
What? 24-second cooldown and yeah. Oh, Rezo.
They got him.
They got one. They might get two out of this as well. They're chasing down Mushi. They put the slow from Nota. He's going to be able to build up the Jingu stacks. There will be a Dragon Tail holding him back. They'll go for the Melodic Death Ward. Mushi will be saved, forced back. Trying to do some quick maths at the moment. So 24 seconds.
I like how you're still focusing on
40 seconds. So 40% of 24 is 2.4 times, which is 9.6. 9.6 minus 24. 14.4. So yeah, it's a 14.4 cooldown for a 14-second duration. So 0.4 seconds off 100% of it. It's very close.
I've gone it before.
It's 98.76254% uptime.
Repeating, of course.
I just made that up. Bottom lane OG. They'll move over. They took the tier 2 mid. They'll keep the flow down bottom. They know that they're strong. They know that it's very hard for Mineski to really put a dent into their lineup with that Aegis still being in Resolution's hands, so they'll
they
push
still
on
want
again.
to take the fight. They're getting so far behind right now. S4 though, gonna completely break the smoke. They're gonna make the initiation.
Yes, S4's there from behind. He's got eyes on them all. Wukong's command will be dropped down from No-Tail, forcing Mineski back. They pop the dust, they've got eyes, the cast bouncing between them. OG just doing a great job of holding Mineski back from being able to jump into any sort of fight. Is S4 still eyeing it up?
Hey, he's still behind them. Feels like that would have been an okay opportunity for them to go.
Yeah, playing a little. I mean, I guess understandably playing safe. We saw in the last game a few mistakes being made from both sides, so both teams being sort of a little more reserved in how they jump around with their play style.
I'm okay with that move by OG. It's better to disengage there than get over aggressive, lose heroes. Even an even trade at this point for OG is pretty bad. They can't afford to lose heroes when they're this far up.
Yeah, it feels like OG they don't really need to take the risk at the moment.
He's gonna find No-Tail here.
With that Shadow Blade opening, jabs straight in with the Echo to make sure they have that instant lockdown and control. No-Tail will get taken down.
Very nice pick.
No hesitation from Mineski there to just drop everything down.
And the last time they did it, OG didn't really take advantage of that. And these single pickoffs lead to such a gold swing for them. No-Tail's decision to go for the Lincolns, it's alright against the Dragonite. And it stops the glimpse. But even so, Earthshaker's like one of the best heroes against that sort of AoE. In that he doesn't really care about it at all.
I mean, and this thing as well, it's No-Tail getting caught out time and time again, but we're still in a game where Rezo is 4-0-5. They've been unable to pick the Shadow Fiend at all, and he has got that Silver Edge complete as well now.
SF's such a fast hero in this game. He's really scary to play against. Regard. If you don't get the immediate stun and you don't burst him, then he just gets BKB off and he runs around at max move speed. They're gonna grab the last outer tower of the game. Doesn't look like OG are in a position quite to defend.
You get an objective. Rezo and Jerax will smoke up. See if they can catch any of the members of Mineski, but Mineski, they're playing it smart, they're playing it safe. They take the tower, they retreat. If they can catch anything in OG. Resolution just sweeping through the jungle. Mineski on the high ground. You have to be careful, OG, how they go in there. It's about Rezo. He is looking for the courier, and he has found the courier.
Nice pickoff. He is behind 4 heroes with a BKB. He feels incredibly confident. They're going to go into some back here.
Oh, and he did. And now we'll put the BKB. I was going to didn't pop it straight away to break the glimpse back. Should still be fine though. There's no detection on the front lines. But for that, Fly will pay with his life. Does get left behind and surrounded.
That was
Rezo maybe looking back, and Fly certainly was saying should have popped the BKB dude to stop the glimpse. But I guess Rezo, I don't know, maybe thought they could take the fight.
Yeah, but their main form of control wasn't there either. That just felt really... That felt odd. And they might even get this kill here. Rezo's gonna pop...
Just gotta be careful.
Shadow Blade and run around. The thing is, when you're this far ahead and you lose support kills, it's significant. You actually get an okay amount of gold. It's not like when you're ahead and you get like 100 gold per support kill or anything like that. That's gonna slow down some momentum here. And Mineski, they need... just one really big fight. They get one decent wipe. They're not completely out of this game by any means. As Mushi, he's in this up.
The shards.
Spotted here. But he's got a BKB now. I could see a realm of possibility in which Mineski catch out OG getting over aggressive and winning a fight.
Let's see. No-Tail. With a lead in onto Mushi. They've got the coil as well, holding him in the Wukong's command, but the BKB's pop. Gets himself just outside of the Monkey King ult. As Mushi will be able to wait for the shards to wear off, and will be able to walk himself out of there. Now they'll continue the chase. On the back lines, Rezo just solos this Shaker who, you know, Jabs panic Echo Slam there. It did absolutely nothing, as that will be both Jabs and Mushi hitting the sidelines. After OG, they that time round are very sort of calculated about going for the fight. They wait out the BKB, then they know it's safe to dive the DK. There's very little Mineski can do to peel them off their Dragon.
Hey, technically it didn't do anything. Or it didn't do nothing. OG's gonna go high ground with that ON.
No-Tail looking towards Ninja Boogie. GA will come out. Finding some safety for Ninja Boogie. Another Shards does hold him in place. Rezo trying to get himself back away from Moon. S4 jumps in to finish off the kill on the Disruptor. They'll look towards this tier 3 tower. Fortification comes out from Mineski. They will have the Shaker back up, but no Echo Slam. Rolling from Jerax on towards Ice. The War's Punch setting up with the Maledict. A raise will fly in. S4 jumps forward as well as the Boundless Strike. This is going to be an Omni Knight popping pretty low note. The Repel and Purification comes out in time. Ice keeps himself alive. No-Tail's found him on the wrong side of the base. No-Tail will be punished. So Mineski are able to get at least a core kill out of this, but they do lose their tier 3 tower.
It's going to open up the shrines, make things a little bit easier. the next time OG decide to go for any kind of high ground assault, for OG the next move is most likely to just wait for the next Roshan. Mineski, try to prevent that. You have to take a fight around those terms. Killing the Shadow Fiend twice seems like a tall task.
Yeah, they can't kill Rez at the moment. And look at Rezo's items as well. He's got 3,700 saving up. He's going for the Nullify next.
Gonna be sick against all those heroes.
Radiant
Rezo,
are scanning.
gonna walk into them. Gonna scan here. He's baiting out this bounty rune, daring Mski to go for it, but he's gonna pick it up himself. Put the Shadow Blade down. Gonna throw out a warning race to Mski, who's gonna backpedal.
Definitely one of the earlier Nullifier timings we've seen on an SF. Not really the item always picked, but I mean, as you said, for many reasons, very nice to be having this game. Sort of dispel on the GA and the item shutting down these items on these heroes like Mski, who he has the BKB. He's sort of annoying Yules as well that you have to play around.
Have quite the backup yet. Everybody now.
Rezo can get in.
Who's faster?
Spire Shrine, and there's a lot of Mineski here. I think OG realized this is not a fight for them to take.
They would throw the king right there.
We've seen it before.
You're in a really good position right now if you're OG. You don't have to make any of these risky maneuvers. Your game is not dependent on that at all. Going for the Roshan as an objective is the safest thing to do. They're gonna get out. S4 even gonna complete the orb. All gonna come around this pit. They don't do it very quickly though, so I think they want to take a fight first, and they're going to.
He jumps in immediately. They do have the coil down. Wukong's command is out. No tail. Look at the walls. This disrupted, but the shrine heals popped by Mineski. Topping them back up. There's a sentry down as well, so Rezo unlikely to get any sort of surprise jump in on them with the SF. Mineski retreat. They back up. They go for the smoke. They want to get back in. They know that there's no coil. They know that there's no Wukong's command.
S4 and Jarek's gonna run in there.
Jerax, the snowball is going straight into the midst of them all. They'll turn and they'll take the tusk. The rest of OG just get out of there.
And now they know that DK form has been popped. You're Mineski. You really wanted more than that.
The Nullifier's just been complete. So I think it's very important for Resolution to sort of get a fight where Mineski don't know that there's the Nullifier, so there is that chance that he can sort of get it cast onto Mski before Mushi's able to react to the projectile and press BKB. If he can get that Nullifier hit onto him first, that is going to make the fight so much easier for OG as a whole.
And if he gets like a Bloodthorn after, he'll have the Son of Doom build.
The Son of Doom. I mean, do you think he will? What's he got queued up at the moment? He's got the Butterfly, but I guess down the line, you could see him, you know, swap. He's obviously going to swap the Aquila drums out for the Butterfly and then one of them out for another item. Silent Sands Nullify is a pretty potent combo.
I was telling people about that the other day.
The what?
Your Son of Doom build.
I mean, that's the name of it, isn't it? That's what all the hip kids are using and all the pros are saying.
I don't think any of the hip, cool kids are saying the Son of Doom build.
Kuro's in there going, right, boys, time to whip out the Son of Doom. And then Miracle's like, yes, boss. That's how it goes down.
Is that exactly?
I mean, what else do you call it? Nullifier and Bloodthorn. That's way too many syllables.
What hero were you when we were playing it? You're like Lifestealer? I like that.
I want to see a Lifestealer do it. Actually, I think I have. Someone did do it recently. I lost again. Smoke up from OG. Mineski, though, they're playing a lot smarter now, Mineski. They have been able to slow down the pace that OG was playing.
They're not letting the Roshan happen.
No.
Which is what we said was the key. And they've got a ward down here. Ishard's gonna fly onto the high ground when the smoke gets broken, but they're being very smart right now. They're being patient. They're not down to racks or anything.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see sort of on the net worth, is what, between the 8 and the 16-minute mark, it really shot up, and then it's just pretty much stayed at this level. Yeah. OG have been unable to increase the lead that they've had. Sure, Mineski haven't been able to turn it around, but just keeping it at this level, that's great news for Mineski to just slow down what OG were able to force at the start.
Feels like I haven't seen very many extra. I think that spell is so powerful, especially it's not super item dependent, right? It's gonna deal the damage it's gonna deal. And she's quite tanky. She's got a lot of armor items, a Yule Scepter. It's not easy to bring down this Death Prophet backed up by the Omni Knight. So there is a very real possibility that she could go insane. It would require OG to kind of mess up a little bit, but we haven't seen them on quite their A form yet. They've made smarter decisions this game. Like their decision not to dive at bottom, I thought was really intelligent.
around the pit. There's just constant focus from both teams. I mean, now that they are, OG's trying to make the most out of it rather than having the full 5-man there. They've got S4 pressuring in the bottom lane, Notel pressuring in the top. So trying to sort of pull Mineski apart and away from the pit. And with that, they'll lose their bottom tier 2 tower, Mineski. Top lane, Notel, jumping in, jumping out. But the Shiva's guard there for the vision, but Notel keeps himself just out of the range of the vision granted by it.
Gonna walk into Roshan during this time period.
Mineski, they are heading over.
They've shards in the mouth though. Where's the
Can they get it?
They're gonna get the glimpse.
They are Fly sort of tanking the attention though at the moment as OG get the space to finish off Roche. You saw those were a resolution. He was not messing around. Pops the BKB just in case an Echo Slam play was attempted. Notel on the side, gets the Wukong's command down. Will force out the GA in fact from Mineski. As Mineski do get both supports, but OG will be fine with that. They got themselves in, they get themselves the Aegis and the cheese. They get all of their cores out of there. And GA was burned.
Yeah, I think you just wait for your 2 supports. They'll be up in 40 seconds. You can go take a fight if you feel.
Both Aegis and cheese, of course, at the moment on Resolution's Shadow Fiend.
Not the worst thing in the world though for Mineski. They got something out of that.
Zoo here, I mean, as you say, the supports are down, but very hard still for Mineski to get objectives out of this little window. To hope for another big sort of play like that. They do have those ghosts up, as you say. We've just really seen Mineski sort of struggle to get Moon.
Rezo.
He's found some action, but Mineski is there with backup. They get the coil snap on the DK, and indeed, with that nullifier coil, there was just no chance. No BKB, no Shadow Blade, no escape for Mushi. He's now down for 70 seconds. Notel moving in with a BKB. Will be able to punch down Ninja Boogie.
That's an exorcism.
They'll just look to kite it out. Backing themselves up. OG get themselves away from Moon. Rezo even thinking about actually going back in under the cover of Invis. But they have to be careful, Mineski. They have to be ready to sort of preemptively pop BKBs at any sort of Shadow fight. He's looking at it. And that nullifier pickup from Rezo, getting that crucial kill on DK.
They're just going to wait this out and go high ground. This is the downside of Exorcism popping it defensively, is if the team sees that and you panic, use it too soon, this is exactly what happens. They'll just wait it out. Your Death Prophet without Exorcism, it is one of the better abilities when you're this far behind because independently it deals a lot of damage, but when you use it off cooldown like that, you don't provide much more in team fights.
Forward, going to start things off. Rezo on the side, actually popping a BKB. Standing his ground, wanting these objectives, trying to get them as quick as he can before the jump backs in from the DK, and S4 goes in, gets the 2-man coil straight away. They focus Moon, that's the Death Prophet down for 70 seconds. Notel with the BKB and the Wukong's command, forcing Mineski to back up. They'll find the Shaker kill. Mushi looking to lead in onto this Shadow Fiend. Resolution getting bought low, but he has the Aegis. He's going to be here for a second time round. S4 jumps in with the 3-man silence. The BKB comes out from Mushi. Dragon Tail again, holding down Rezo. He's got that boosted armor though. The Snowball from Charax buying time as they'll drag Rezo deeper in. He's ready to try and fight back here. Looking for the raises. Boundless Strike comes out onto 3. The GA's out though from Mineski as they look to turn. They've managed to find the Shadow Fiend. Can they get more out of this? Ice and Moon chasing down Notel. Paralyzing cast from Fly holds the 2 of them back, but the Siphon Slow is there. They surround Notel. He pops the cheese. He does have the Jingu build up, but he just doesn't have the lifesteal to sustain against these 2. He's going to try his best, but with 3 heroes surrounding him, the silence coming through as well, making sure that the Boundless Strike can't come out. They'll lose 3 heroes on OG. Mineski able to punish OG for that play. They do keep the melee racks alive. Mineski showing us that they still have quite a fight in there.
Yeah, the team fight is still there, and Rezo popped his BKB early to try to secure that tower. But once that happened, the Aegis at that point felt very useless. Didn't really have a follow-up to that as Mineski had saved the rest of their BKBs. Unfortunately, they're still not getting their major abilities off, but that was a very important hold for them.
There was a few heroes as well that got low in that fight, and I'm looking at S4. He's not really spending any of his gold. So I guess is he still sort of contemplating, can he go for the Dagon or does he maybe need a sheep stick? But that was a lot of gold that he had in that fight that wasn't being utilized because he's yet to buy an item.
Yeah, it's not like you have to save for buyback at this point either, because you're so far ahead. I don't know if you imagine a world where your team gets wiped.
I mean, what do you think he's going through his mind? What's he sort of? Is he just going to get?
I think you get Dagon and you just
he
kill
still
supports.
gets Dagon. Alright, so he does go and... I mean, you know, it looks pretty cool to turn up to the shop and buy a straight up level 5 Dagon, but there was no Dagon whatsoever in that last fight. And could have maybe been a...
He would have at least killed the Disruptor there.
Yeah. But he's got the level 5 one now, so this could certainly change things back for the better for OG. Sure, still overall, it is that 10k lead that they do still have. But it's just the fact that Mineski is showing us that despite that lead on OG, they can still take the team fights and they can still form together a defense that keeps that melee racks alive down bottom.
If you're Rezo, you probably just can wait for your level 25. It's so powerful. The 40% CDR, it makes your BKB come off cooldown so actively. We talked about it, how 0.4?
0.4 seconds of unavailability downtime on the Silver Edge.
That's still pretty sick.
Of course, what, nullifier down to less than a 10 seconds cooldown. It's a powerful skill to have. So, keeping his eyes up top, Mineski grouping up down bottom. They've got the Ghost back online if they want to. They look to knock down this tier 2 tower of OG.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No tell. Interesting item build here. Going for the Daedalus on the Monkey. I feel like that's not something that I see all the time on a Monkey kit.
Not super common. It's a cheap item though.
Because it doesn't really benefit your Boundless Strike, does it? It doesn't really... I'm sure its flat damage is there to help sort of boost it up, but obviously you're not critting on the crit.
It's cheap though, and I think it's better there's no evasion on the side of Mineski
Sure.
than MKB, for example.
Jump forward. Quick zap from S4 into Moon, but of course this Death Prophet now at this stage. Pretty tank. It's got that backup from Ice each and every time.
Butterfly completed now by Rezo.
Rezo still looking absolutely massive this game. Mineski, they will go for the smoke play to get some wards down out across the map. See if they can catch out any members of OG. Close by at the moment, no tell, he's eyeing up that rune. You can see him sort of sense, he's being careful. Throws out the stun, repels there onto Moon. Moon actually blinking in aggressively, wanting to take this fight, then managed to find Fly with the Yule Scepter on the backlines. S4 gets the 3-man Dream Coil. No-Tail jumps in, goes for the Wukong's command, but the GA's out in response from Ice. Static Storm is not going to hold No-Tail with that BKB up on him, so he walks himself out. No one actually dying as of yet.
Rezo
is looking to chase this down. The slam comes out on his way down, but Japs will lose his life. Rezo getting focused. He's got the BKB and the Silver Edge, trying to walk himself out of there. Will be able to create the distance with the movement speed that he has. Just a 1-for-1 between the supports at the moment. Quick shards from Jarax to block Moon off with the Exorcism. Moon still moving forward, jumps himself across the icy wall. He's looking towards Jarax, and S4 has the Siphon slowdown. S4's already tapping himself out of there. Will go for the TP out. Jarax will get caught. So Mineski are able to take 2 and only lose 1 themselves.
I feel like they could have ran Jarax out as well. He decided to idle by, see if there was anything to do, but that Exorcism lasts forever. You're not going to fight during that time period anyways. And now the game is a little bit scarier. The Omni Knight has a fully completed Aghanim Scepter, so his positioning game is...
He's massive.
Yeah. He doesn't have to worry about it so much, and this is what I was talking about, where I could see a way. It's not easy.
A fraction of a second too slow there. S4 unable to catch out Moon. Moon successful with the TP away. But that fight as well, we were watching to the side. Rezo, was he just unable to do anything?
He got stunned up.
Yeah.
Without getting his BKB off. He was isolated from the rest of his team. Became very awkward here as Mski.
Oh, they do get the nullifier down, but the Static Storm's out in response. Big Daddy and Rezo popping their BKBs. But again, Mineski doing a good job of sort of kiting out these BKBs, waiting out to the sides.
I think Mineski, they're still really in the hole right now, but every successful engagement like that, like even forcing out 2 BKBs is not bad from them. Those BKBs are starting to get low. Monkey Kings is down to 6 seconds. The Shadow Fiend, not much better.
I mean, it's
5.
You know, for S4 as well, like we've seen there, it's like, you know, Dagoning. It's a level 5 Dagon on the Disruptor, but they're building fairly tanky, all the heroes of Mineski. Do you feel like something like a Sheepstick could have done more in this game?
Oh, Rezo. Gonna run in here. He's gonna get stunned up.
Oh, they have got the Dream Coil. They're looking towards the DP, but she has the Lotus Sword buff applied onto her. Mski manning up.
Stunned up. He's gonna go down.
Rezo's gone. They've got themselves Rezo. They've got themselves Fly. Double kill for Mski. Now looking towards S4. He's silenced up. He's surrounded. They'll take 3. OG, they are letting this one slip away. Mineski are playing this later portion of the game incredibly tight. It's seeming like a bit of a switch around from game 1. This time around, OG with the blazing start, but now it's starting to slip away. Mineski, they'll move straight into the pit with 3 heroes down on OG. They should easily be able to get them. So this is Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shot.
Yeah. And you've got a Monkey King that his damage feels very lackluster at this point. Because he has 2 items. 2 of his major 3 items are entirely devoted to defense in the Lincolns and the BKB. And he's going to make his move. He's going to go for this Disruptor. Does get the kill and is going to get the TP out. But right now, when it comes to the major team fights, it feels like you can't really feel the contribution of this hero with so many of these defensive items. And it leaves it for Rezo to be in a position where he plays very aggressively as a result, but isn't able to do too much behind that. And now this Death Prophet is so incredibly strong. She's got a completed Octarine if she wants it, a Refresher Shard in the holster, a full Cheese. It's not easy to burst her to begin with because of Ice's Omni GA. With the Aghanim Scepter, it makes it positionally impossible to miss.
Moon is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
This is quite the showing from Mineski with, as we said, their backs against this wall in this position where they're in this game down against OG. They are really pulling it together when it's needed the most.
And that's why we weren't really... The last one, I felt a little bit more comfortable calling for Mineski over this one even because OG's way of ending the game isn't really there. Like, they have 2 cores that can't really go high ground in the Monkey King and the Puck. The Shadow Fiend sure is strong, but not even level 25. Only a 5-second BKB. Dragon Knight is scaling very nicely. The Death Prophet is incredibly strong in these engagements too.
Got a Shadow Blade on jabs as well. Make sure that you can find that prime positioning for the Echo Slams.
They're gonna give the cheese or the refresher to Ice, further complicating things for OG. And I think you have to go the Son of Doom build now on the Shadow Fiend. It's the only way.
Full Aghanim Scepter for Ninja Boogie. These Static Storms going to be an absolute nightmare for OG if Ninja Boogie can find the placement.
This 8k lead is... it's like,
it's a little
false.
deceptive. Yeah, because of the momentum.
It's not bad at all. OG, I don't think they feel like they're very in charge of this game.
Huh.
A lot of their net worth is tied into items that aren't doing anything for them right now. So I don't think they're too worried.
Awesome. Is onto Invis action move. She able to find the open up. There's jabs coming in with the Echo Slam. Instant mute onto this Shaker. Shaker, he's going to be fine though. The buyback's going to be there from Fly, but they've lost that Monkey King. Mineski getting the jump that they hoped for. S4
gonna get caught again?
Being surrounded. That's 2 cores down. They do have buyback. And they're going to have to use it here with Mineski coming up, knocking onto the tier 3 towers of OG. The fortification comes through. This is looking pretty scary indeed here for OG. Mineski moving in with the Exorcism. In a game where OG's had the lead for oh so long, it is going to be OG themselves the ones to first lose a melee racks. Mineski, they have played this game so calculated on the side. They've found resolutions behind it all. They surround him. He pops the BKB.
He's
but
gonna
they're
go
punching
down.
him, chase him down. He's going to try and run away. He's very speedy. Boundless Strike will be there on the back. Now S4 comes in with a 3-man Dream Call with the G8s out. It might not matter though. Jarek's able to get a double kill, but they've lost Rezo. Both Rezo and Notel buying back to be a part of this. And so far, they've only got 2 supports. They need to really find a core out of this, and they should do. They look towards Ice. Got the purification. He's trying to play his way out, but he won't. Jarek's actually getting the triple kill out of that defense here on the Tusk.
And that was a gem.
It was a costly defense. The OG, they have to go and get something out of this, whether it be forcing a buyback out of Ice, because they've just lost the full set of racks mid. They have got the creep wave moving in top, so OG, they have they've got the position to do something straight up. And there's the buyback from Omni.
This is kind of if they commit to this, this is their GG push. Either they win or lose the game off of this. Rezo going in deep though. They know there's no gem on their side. Is Rezo gonna get stunned?
He's gonna be found out straight away. Rezo needs help. The snowball for Jarex comes in, buying some time. They go straight into Ice Ice, but
If they get a kill,
he doesn't look back to phone him. That's gonna be Ice Ice down, but Rezo as well. He'll fall. No tail trying to follow the BKB. There'll be a buyback from Ninja Boogie. Jarex and Fly. The cars, the Death Ward is doing so much here. Fly, he's brought Mushi so low. They'll pop the Aegis. No tail builds up the Jingu stack. So Moon. Moon's so tanky though, and he has the Siphon. Mushi jumps across with the Dragon Tail. That's going to be No Tail and Rezo down for 100 seconds. The rest of OG have to get out of there and have to hope that Mineski can't push down the lanes quick enough for the 100 seconds that they're without two at their cores.
They're shoving out all the lanes right now. Jarex and S4, they're in emergency mode. They understand with 2 cores down, it's very easy for Mineski to just march down.
I mean, they've got Exorcism, they've got the Dragon Form, they have those 2 big pushing tools. I don't know if OG can hold as just a 3-man.
Mushi running down to meet the rest of his team. This is going to be a 3-on-4 engagement. Even without Ice Ice Ice, this is going to be quite complicated for OG as Mushi moves forward.
Jarex is just trying to draw their attention away from the base. Moon will go for him, but Mushi indeed, he's got his sights set on victory. Straight up to the tier 4 jabs, comes in with the echo. He's managed to lock down S4 on the side. That's S4 down as well. 2 minutes, no puck. Mineski's Mushi goes in for the Witch Doctor kill. They're onto the base. This is going to be GG. Game over for OG as Mineski get the equalizer here in this best of 3. Standing now 1-1.
What a game. It's a cool series. As this time Mineski, there's a lot of relief.
I mean, that game, there was a point where it really looked like OG had it. Absolutely. That start that OG had, the farm that Resolution had on his hero, but it really felt sort of that awkward point where we had that bottom push where they didn't get the melee racks.
Yeah.
As we said, S4, he had 7k gold that he hadn't invested in anything. And then as you say, some of that net worth lead was sort of faltered. There was the Dagon 5 purchase. I didn't feel like it did much in this game.
I think this game